Forgot it. It's our Stars and Stripes and Maple Syrup. We have returning guest Sean Coxon with us from New Jersey. Sean, thanks for coming on.
How are we doing? Delighted tonight, by the way.
Does my drinking offend you?
No, I hope not.
It seems we have a Geordie, and we'll give it that. All right, Sean. So third visit in. Obviously, we did the opening podcast, which to date has been our most popular one. And then we had the rant about the ownership. And now we can have a good one.
We can. Delighted.
Ownership rant, and now we've got victory over Sheffield Wednesday in the playoffs.
I can be happy for once.
Yeah, it was nice not to get texts from you.
Oh, mate, I was nervous. You know me, I was nervous, mate. I was, honestly. I was a bag of nerves the night before. Yeah, I was bad. I'm not going to lie to you. So
yeah, well, you texted me the morning of the game, and obviously with us being in the US, we had so much longer.
We did
to wait. So we were still like 9 hours from kickoff.
Yeah,
and you were complaining that well, I think you said you couldn't get off the shit. That was what you heard.
I had the shits. I'm not going to lie. But I spoke to a mate of mine in England, Big Hughesy, and this kid's the most optimistic kid in the world. That we could be playing Real Madrid 4-0 down in the Bernabeu, and he go, "Oh, we'll come back and win." He's one of them. He just, you know, it doesn't matter who Sunderland's playing, he thinks they'll win. So I spoke to him, and he went, "Listen, we've got nothing to fear the shit." So he cheered us up a bit, you know. He calmed us down. So
I think shit is a bit harsh. I mean, they finished with more points than we did this season.
But he calmed us down, which I liked. So yeah.
So who impressed you? Let's look at the first game at all. I thought we were totally dominant and unlucky not to be 3-4 goals up by the end of the tie.
Well, that was the thing. Like because again, I was texting you, and you sort of think to yourself, we should have killed them off, you know, like we had chances. Everyone talks about Stewart's chance at the end and Roberts, but I think Sirkin had a free header as well, which you look at and go, if one of them goes in, the game's done. 2-0, the game's done. And you're just thinking we're gonna rule that, aren't we? But we didn't. And listen, I thought the first tie, Corey Evans gets a lot of praise, and Bailey. I thought Luke O'Neill was brilliant. I thought the job he done on Barry Bannon was fantastic.
I think he was as good the first tie as he was poor last.
He was poor yesterday. Yeah, but the first tie, I think he stopped them playing. Because you know a lot of the media and a lot of the TV pundits were like, "Oh, Sheffield Wednesday was so bad." I just don't think we allowed them to play.
I think when I was watching, I was watching the ESPN thing, but then flicking back over to Sky so I could watch the after-match commentary in the breakdown. And Philip said that we'd stopped them from playing. It wasn't that they played particularly badly. It's just we didn't let them. We imposed our game on them. Yeah,
we seem to get Alex Neil seems to get it right, doesn't he? I think he's very astute at going, because I think yesterday he kept the same team, didn't he? Which was surprising.
Yeah, unchanged. But the only change was that he brought Broadhead back in for Geordie on the bench.
But he seems to play the opponent well, you know, which now you think about it, like we played them twice. So he's went, well, it's worked the first time. I'll just keep it going. Because I thought he'd bring Broadhead in to start. You're thinking, is he going to leave? I had this chat with my mate and I was like, you've got to play a Broadhead. You've got to play him. And he went, who would you leave out? And I was like, Clark or Roberts? I would probably Roberts. But then you look at it and go, how wrong would I have been? Because Roberts was, you know, so he got it right. Listen, we got through, so you can't knock him. You know, I thought both performances, fair play, you know, delighted.
So, no, I was happier with the performance on Friday than I was on, but then again, it was just nerves for me.
Yeah, you know,
the game, the first half felt as though it lasted for 2 days.
You couldn't enjoy it, could you, the second tie? But do you know what I thought? It was important keeping it tight for half an hour because the atmosphere was good. They were up for it. And I think you look at it and go, the worst thing possible would have been to go a goal down after 10 minutes because you struggle. And I think it's one of them, isn't it, Gav? Like, how do you approach that as a manager? Do you go, well, let's go and defend, and then you go a goal down, your game plan's done. So you've got to just do what you've done and just try and play when you can. And you know, they're going to come at you more. And I just think we got to half time, and that was huge getting a half time at 0-0. That was massive.
Yeah, I think, because they'd had a couple of decent chances. Obviously, the the young lad with the overhead kick, which was more for TV than it was for usefulness. But yeah, so I think the fact that we were able to get in a halftime 0-0.
Cheers.
Oh, your buddies. I can't even find it down here, man. We have a pub that does their fish and chips in a Boddington's beer batter, but they don't sell Boddington's.
No, mate.
So, but
Sorry,
yeah, look,
go
I
on.
mean, it was a good result. Well, it was a great result. Both we definitely didn't deserve to not win. I think if you look over the two games, I think we had more chances. I think we had more clear-cut
You cannot
chances.
fault anyone, can you? You know, like
I mean, look, I didn't even complain about Corey Evans on either game.
you know, oh mate, he's been brilliant. But since Alex Neil come in, he's been excellent.
He's been good.
Quality, mate.
He's been good.
Quality.
Fuck off.
Brilliant.
He's been all right. He's done what he's supposed to do.
Quality, mate.
He hasn't shirked the responsibility.
Class,
he's not class.
he's
about as class as I am thin.
I tell you what.
Did you hear? I don't know whether you heard the last one with Anthony. He made the comment, and I was so confident that Evans wouldn't be a major factor in the playoffs that I said if he scores the winner at Wembley, then I get him tattooed on me.
I hope you do.
I hope I don't.
Nah, because it's like, can you fault anyone? Like, obviously, listen, our coaches, you know any at the level Alex Neil coaches are, but you tell your players just win your individual battles, and you know, I say to my players in 11v11, I need 8 players to play well to win the game. If less than 8 play well, you're going to struggle. And I think every one of that, you can't fault any performance.
There's if you're getting picky on the first game, is the fact that we didn't convert more of the open chances. Like I said, I think we should have been 3 or 4-0 up by the time we got to Hillsborough, and it should have been all done by the shouting.
But that's not the Sunderland way, is it?
It's not the Sunderland way at all, no. But the fact that we've looked so solid defensively, and it took a phenomenal ball from Bannon to open us up.
Well, I'm laughing because my father left this morning. He's been here he came across on the 23rd, on the day of the Tyson Fury fight. So he like arrived. He only gave us a couple of days' notice, so he arrived fight and stuff, and we watched both games, and I laugh at him because he was the same when we went to Wycombe and stuff, and he's dead old school, like what they're fannying about at the back for, just get it long, and just he's one of them. You know,
I'm one of them. The way that we played at the back, though, because it's generally Patterson to right to Bath, to right to Bath under pressure.
I say, listen, Dad, it's called build up. It's the modern game. He goes, it's a load of bollocks. Get it down the park. And then yesterday, he said this morning in the car, he goes, you say I was right. He goes, the first goal was a long ball and Stewart's put the keeper under pressure and we've scored. And yesterday, Bath was a long ball into the channel. And I'm like, bastard, it was as well.
There's no worse than your dad being right, is there? Especially football.
I was like, shit, the both were as well. But like, nah, listen, we done what we had to do. I think two very professional performances because, you know, defensively very good. Yeah, we didn't play much. I don't think we had many chances down there, but did we need them now? We didn't. We only need one chance. And I've said for a while now, like this front three, the front three we've got, or the front two, like with the likes of Clark and Roberts and Stewart, look, we can beat any team in that league on the day. So nothing worries us, you know. So
I wish I was that confident, Sean, I really do.
Nah, true. Honestly, look, I said to you from day one, man, that like the likes of Pritchard, they're a cut above at this level. They are, and now that we've steadied things up at the back, I think who do we fear? Nobody. You know,
well, I think just Wycombe. That's the only team we got left to fear.
I'll be honest with you, Gaff. Here's one for you, right? I would have preferred Wycombe over MK Dons. MK Dons would have been a much tougher task, I think.
I got to be honest with you. I think you're right. I mean, I was watching their game against Wycombe, and they've got this little Canadian winger who loves a step over.
Said nobody ever, but go on.
But he was.
I'm only joking about Canadian listeners. I'm only whining them.
But no, he was getting to the byline and causing Wycombe a lot of trouble. And if we can stop Clark and Roberts from cutting in at the 18-yard box and wandering aimlessly across field, and I think that's the secret to beating Wycombe.
Well, like, I just think MK Dons are technically better, and I think, you know, the beat with Sunderland, they shouldn't have beat with our place. But listen, I don't even class it. It was one of them where I think it was Alex Neil's second game.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
But
where
we beat them at that place, though. I mean, we beat them 2-1 back in August.
We did. And you look at it and go, it's his second game. You can't really judge that. But I just think they've got more dangers than what Wycombe have got. Because, you know, listen, if you stop the set pieces and you keep the ball, we're going to keep the ball against Wycombe. We are, like, when I was down there in December, listen, we battered them, man. We were miles better.
That was the 3-3, right?
Yeah, but like we were just night and day better. Yeah, look, I get the score late, but it was just balls into the box. And I think if you cut the fouls out and cut the balls in, which over 90 minutes they're going to get, but just limit them. And I think,
I think this is a different defense that we've got right now with Bath and Wright in the heart of defense. I'm not as worried about Sam Vokes or Big Adiak and Fenwer.
How good's Bailey Wright been, by the way? Fair point.
I mean, look, since he's got settled. I mean, and it's harsh on the lad Doyle, because I thought Doyle was great the first half of the season. He's just overplayed, and then they bring in Bath, and you got two established centre halves who are championship level players, and they've made the difference.
Yeah, they have, and even having Sirkin in the back three, old Sorkin, you know, having him in the back three. Do you know what I laugh at, right? This is purely from anyone from the Northeast. Americans aren't going to get this, right? But Sirkin is what happens in Ashington when you stand in the rain.
That's what you get,
You get Sirkin.
Sean. The joke's
one of them nights.
Better.
It's one of them nights. There's going to be Americans and Canadians going, I haven't got a clue.
Like going in Ashton for a perm and a hairdresser.
Mary had a little
as a cloud. Mm-hmm. So look, I'm not really worried about Wycombe. I mean, I look at their team, and look, Sam Vokes is the only one with a real name in the game that's in that team.
I think
Akin Fenn was an absolute beast, but he's like 46 now, isn't he? He's our age.
Every time I watch them, I think the winger's really good. By the way, the one with the kid on the right, lightning quick as well.
Which one's that?
The big boy on the right with the dreadlocks, but the whitey.
McCleary?
Yeah, McCleary, that's him. I think he's a right handful, by the way. So yeah.
Well, he's going to be coming down against Sirkin, so I'm okay with that. The only thing that worries me in the Wycombe team is fucking Josh Scorn. Because you know he's going to score like a 60-yard thunderbolt.
He's never fucking scored a goal in his life, man.
That's the problem. How often does Sunderland players come back to haunt us?
Oh, he's not going to. Fucking not a chance. Got more chance of me scoring at Wembley, mate. No way is he scoring.
All right, well, we'll take it. We'll take that as biblical. But yeah, I mean,
and you can crop that out if he does as well. I look right tit.
Oh, it'll be up long before the game. This will be up tomorrow.
Great.
But yeah, I mean, look, Wycombe have done well. I mean, they came down last season. They're right back up to go back up this season. So they're no mugs.
No, they're not.
We've knocked 6 past them already this season.
Look, something was it 3-0 or 4-0 at the Stadium of Light? It was
3-1 at the Stadium of Light and
3-1. That's right, man. I thought it was 4. I thought we put 4 past them. It was 3-1. Yeah. Listen, it's got to change, man, Gav. You can't keep losing at Wembley. It's you know, and this team seems something different, doesn't it?
I like the fact, Aaron, look, I mean, Neil has been promoted through the playoffs twice. Once with, was it Norwich and then up in Scotland?
Yeah, well, did he take, I think he took Preston through the playoffs, didn't he?
Did he? Was it Preston he took up?
I think from League, he took Hamilton, Preston and Norwich up as yeah. I don't think Hamilton was the playoffs though, but I think Preston and Norwich was.
But I think what was interesting, and I know fans look to kind of grasp at all sorts of straws at this time of the year, especially when you've got a big game coming up. But the interesting thing I think was Rich who said that when we've lost, we've always been on the east side at Wembley.
Yeah, I seen that today.
So 73, the pizza trophy in 20, and then hopefully this week coming up.
We're in the west.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's got to change, man, mate.
But yeah, I'm looking at those Wembley appearances, and I was there in '85, I was there in '90, I was there in '92 and '98.
Yeah, do you know, I worked it out today. I've been to 5. My dad's been to every one since '73, and I've been to 5. And I says to my wife, I went, "Cool," I said, we'll probably win because I'm not going. I said, yeah, we probably will. I'm probably the reason we're. But look, we can all say that, can't we?
Well, I know it's not me because I didn't go to the League Cup final. I didn't go to the playoff. I didn't go to the pizza trophies.
Yeah.
So I know it's not me.
No.
At one point, I thought it was because I was at Euro '96 for the Germany game.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm beginning to think that me in the stadium are jinxed.
Yeah, I hate Wembley. I do.
But I haven't been to New Wembley yet. I've been past it a few times when I was living in London, but not been there.
Nah, listen, I feel confident. I do. I think we're 90 minutes away, and we said, and that would win the playoffs, didn't we? Well, I thought we'd go up automatically. Listen, I was still saying with 5 games to go, Rotherham aren't doing well. If we win 5 from 5, we can finish second. Like I said to my dad, and he goes, "You're mad." I goes, "Why?" I went, "No one looks like beating me." So obviously automatics didn't happen, but I think the playoffs is more of a fairy tale, isn't it? So listen, we can make it happen. I think we will.
I'd rather have gone up automatically than to worry about the playoffs. But
yeah,
look, if the fans get a day out at Wembley.
Listen, let us say as well, by the way, I think young Patterson's been brilliant. Honestly, he was a little shaky yesterday and stuff, but I think when you look at, obviously, we had the big Jolman, and then we had Borge, right? Otherwise known as the German and Burge, right?
Has Burge played more than a game or 2 this season?
I don't think he has, but I just mean he was 3rd choice, wasn't he? And when he come in,
he was out. If you remember, he was at Notts County, and we called him when Burge and the German, as you called him, both got COVID.
Yeah.
And he came back, and he's been in goal since.
Well, that's it. I mean, look, Notts County played. What is it? They play like Northern League, don't they?
I think they're
the one above Gates.
What was the old Vauxhall Conference?
Yeah, they are the one above. Well, Gates has just been promoted, so they're in the same league as them now. But the one in the League 2. So I mean, he was effectively playing non-league football, by the way, which. And then he's 3rd choice, and he comes in, and you think he's a young kid and stuff, and and did he have a big reputation? But hey, he's been brilliant. He really has. He's kept a lot of clean sheets. He looks solid. So fair play at the kid, and he's a Sunderland boy as well.
Yeah, I always like to see local lads in the team, which is why I like to see Edinburgh and Neil in the team.
Listen, he has a one with Dan Neil, right? What's going on there? Like, I'm hearing rumours that he's off to Tottenham, or he can't play because it'll ruin the deal. And there's a lot going. Like, I don't know what you've heard. I don't know what you think, because they reckon that if he plays and gets injured, the deal's off. But surely
I don't get a lot of gossip here in Virginia Beach, mate. So it's not like there's a lot of Sunderland gossip going on. I haven't heard anything.
Because you'd think he would have. I mean, he hasn't featured much at all, has he, in the last 6 weeks? I know he was burnt out a bit, wasn't he? And he looked a bit haggard. But
he was tired and he was out of form.
But he's had a good rest now, and you think, look, on his day, he's a top player. But I think as well, like, the winning games, so there's no real call to change players, but you'd still like to see him involved and on the pitch, especially, I think, in a cup final for Sunderland. Being a local boy, you'd love him involved, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I think if you look at obviously he was been running the ground when Neil came in. We've got O'Nien back from injury.
Yeah.
We brought in Matete, who's looked quality when he's played, although he's had a couple of dodgy games.
And your boy Evans,
quite his early form.
The legend,
And then you've got Corey, can't believe he's a footballer, Evans.
Oh, he's mint.
And it's like, okay, well, where do you put Daniel? Like,
no, that's true.
Those three players are there on merit at the moment.
Yeah, because you can't leave Pritchard out, and you're right. You've got to go with 2 out of them 3. So it's a tough one. It's the same as the Jacko. Like, listen, I rated the boy early on in the season. I thought he was full of pace. He was excellent, and then he's not even making the bench. And I mean,
he got sick though and went back to Germany for a while.
Oh, is he sick? Is that what happened? Right.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's extended from COVID or what it is. But yeah, he was given leave to go back to Germany.
Right.
I think his mum was making him Wiener Schnitzel to make him better.
No, because listen, we've got a lot of options, and that's the thing. Like, you look at the bench we have, man, and go, teams that we can change the game. We have a lot of options. McGeady's going to be fit for the final, whether he'll feature, and I'd like to think he would. And Broadhead and Neil, and we can just change the game, can't we? Which I don't think any team can.
The worrying thing, I think, is the amount of players we've got out of contract this year.
Yeah. I think
if we go up, I think there's a couple of players there who deserve a new contract. I think Gooch deserves a new contract.
All day. He's been brilliant. And listen, hats off to the man, because I know you won't give old Corey Evans credit, but I'll give Gucci. I've slated Gucci. And I honestly, even yesterday at the final whistle, I was buzzing for him because he was loving it. He was passionate. He was giving it, and he's been
with the club since he was 12.
He has, and
he's honestly. And I think he's married to Sunderland lass. He's staying in with roots to the club. So I mean, look, I think he's.
And I loved it. Sorry,
I've said a number of times when he does let the ball give up possession, he's the first person fighting back to get it.
I loved it when he wiped you there. What's he called as well, and split his head open. I thought that was brilliant as well. Good lad, I thought.
Didn't that kid have to go? Hutchison, wasn't it?
Right, fuck them. Have some of that, I thought.
I wasn't fine. I mean, it was a cracking head note.
Brilliant, get up. But then, that was great. I loved that bit. I thought, good lad, Gucci. And I loved it when Bailey Wright done it as well. That was his Terry Butcher moment, as they called it,
Fuck the Terry Butcher moment.
It was.
The nick on the corner of his eye. Terry Butcher was practically concussed. His brain spilling out.
It is, you're right. He's got a couple of little drops and they're going, it's the Terry Butcher. He's got a couple of little gash. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the players who are out of contract or will be returning to their parent clubs, obviously you're looking at Broadhead.
Yeah.
Roberts, we've got the option to extend him for another year.
Yeah, we've got to buy him.
So McGeady is up at the end of the year. Clark is up at the end of the year.
We'll get Clark back, surely. He's not going to get in the Spurs team, is he?
No. Gooch and Diaku, Bailey Wright, Jumanji is up at the end of the year. Jordan Willis is up at the end of the year.
Jumanji. Robin Williams.
They're both up or due to go back.
Yeah.
So it's.
And then,
if we do win next week, I think the big test is going to be, does old Kirill put his hands in his pockets?
Well, my thoughts on that. So he's got no pockets to put his hands in, but
of course
as he fuck. Anyway, for me, the thing's Stuart. Listen, if we don't go up, we're going to lose Stuart. We're probably going to lose Pritchard. We're going to lose Dan Neil. We are, and the big players and the players that could play in them three could play in the championship all day long. And
I think the talk is that Stuart, if he leaves, will be going to Rangers.
Yeah, I heard that.
So he'd be staying at the same level as far as quality of football.
He's dropping down.
Actually, I tell you what, I mean, Rangers have done fantastic this season.
Fair play to them. I'd love them in the Europa League, by the way. That'd be brilliant. I like the Jersey,
Yeah, I was a big Ali McCoy fan as a kid.
Yeah,
so
the second team. The second team Rangers. I like Rangers. So yeah.
So let's talk about the Wembley final.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you probably couldn't name but one or two of the Wycombe team. Right. Because, I mean, I'm looking at their website right now for the team.
Can I just tell you, right? I'm pissed off because, me, I like a rant at any opportunity, right? This whole ticket... Oh, mate, yeah. This whole ticketing thing's a fucking farce. Like,
why?
Where's 25,000 tickets going, Gav? Like, it's a joke.
So it's League One. They're not going to fill the capacity. They're not going to put 55,000 tickets out to Sunderland and 18,000 to Wycombe.
Why? They should.
They should. But then it's going to be much more of a home game. I mean, it's going to be more of a home game for Sunderland anyway. If you look at the average attendance of the two teams, we average, 32,000 this season?
Yeah, you know what's
Wycombe, 5,800.
there's going to be Sunderland fans. There's going to be Sunderland fans in their end. You know, like when I went to the Charlton game in '98, there was Sunderland fans in the Charlton end. The City game, there was Sunderland fans in the City end. There's going to be Sunderland fans in there anyway. So just give them the tickets. What's the point in causing trouble in the away end? Just fill it with Sunderland.
I thought it was strange that we only got 37,000 tickets.
Yeah, it's bullshit. And then like 25,000 corporates. Ridiculous. It's so corrupt, man. It's ridiculous. You know,
well, that was a big selling point on financing Wembley though when it was built. You create this corporate group but 25,000, yeah, you're right, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it takes away from the atmosphere as well.
It does, yeah, it does. And then it's always them shitty seats. It's them seats at the front as well, and they look empty, and you look at it and go, it just looks crap. Like you'd think to beat the other end from the camera, you wouldn't put like, it's ridiculous. Like just give someone 60,000. And just say, there you go, have fun.
Could we sell 60, do you reckon?
Fucking too right, we could. Massively. Joking, aren't you?
I mean, you've got the same thing with the Champions League.
There's people
Liverpool
going to
only getting 20,000 tickets for the Champions League final.
Fuck
the stadium that holds 100,000.
There's people going to kill the grannies for tickets in Sunderland, trust us. Oof, hell on.
Unfortunately, most of them are gone, so that's safe.
Yeah.
So listen, the chairman of Wycombe was on Twitter today.
I seen it, cheeky bastard.
Bit of a cock up for him.
I've never heard of him anyway. His manager looks like a nonce, so
doesn't he? I like Gareth Ainsworth. I liked him as a player.
Massive nonce.
When I started playing Championship Manager back in the day, Ainsworth was always on my team. I always signed him for Sunderland.
He looks like a young Jimmy Savile.
That's harsh.
Nah,
yeah. That whole button down kind of like 80s granddad thing isn't a good look for him.
No.
But the one thing, I mean, he's a good manager. I mean, but to come out and then come out with the bullshit he came out with today as an owner and said, look, we all know that they're going to be favourites. We're underdogs. Make sure you remember where you were when we got promoted for the second time in 3 years. And I'm like, dude, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he said that we're a TV series, didn't he?
Yeah, the Netflix team.
Yeah, but I mean, Wycombe could only dream of being on Netflix. You know, no one's heard of them, so bollocks to them. You know. I
mean, I'm fairly like that. I mean, I'm not a fan of Wycombe by any means. I thought they were lucky to go up 2 years ago when
I'll tell you something as well. It's a shithole as well, but it's a fucking dump.
So the funny thing is when we went down to Wembley in '98 for the Charlton game, we spent the night in Wycombe.
Yeah,
because high Wycombe train station straight into Heath to the but that's the only time I ever want to be in Wycombe again.
Shithole. It's a bit like I was going to say Low Fell, right? But Low Fell's actually nicer. It's a bit like Gated High. It's just a dump. It's a Gated High Street, basically. You know, so yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of Wycombe, this is Sean Coxon for your local tourism board.
Have that. And your managers are nons. There you go.
I tell you who impressed me for Sheffield Wednesday. Josh Windass.
Yeah.
I thought he had 2 cracking games. He was a threat against us. And I was quite relieved to see him go off in the second game.
Do you know that Palmer? Is he Carlton Palmer's son?
He's Carlton Palmer's kid.
I thought he was. Yeah. He's a dirty bastard as well, by the way.
He should have scored in the first game as well.
Yeah, fucking hell. He's dark on it. I like Big Carlton. He was class.
Carlton Palmer wasn't class.
Legend.
Tell me Jeff Thomas was world class next.
Carlton Palmer, what a lad. Honestly.
We had some terrible England players back in the day. Andy Sinton, Carlton Palmer, Jeff Thomas.
Have you ever heard that Under the Cosh podcast with Carlton Palmer? Mate, honestly, I'll tell any listen to it, right? So he's one of the funny, honestly, his banter's remarkable. Like he's fucking brilliant, Carlton Palmer.
So I don't know whether you've seen it yet, but Under the Cosh did a Sunderland game for yesterday.
I seen it I just seen the Facebook page. It looked good because Parkley was there and Bruni and stuff. It looked really good, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a good watch. I mean, it's only 10-15 minutes long.
Yeah.
But it was a good watch. There was another kid who I saw on Twitter yesterday. He goes to random games.
I seen that.
I think it just looks for like the fans.
He sat in the Sunderland
Sheffield fans yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, the first video he done was good, I thought. Yeah, fair play. It was a good video of that. I didn't watch the second one. I haven't seen it.
No, it
But,
was good. It was watchable. I mean, when I'm supposed
yeah.
to be working, it's definitely okay
Oh,
to
mate,
bypass work.
them scenes in the away end was mint, wasn't it? When he when that ball went in, like, yeah.
Yeah, everyone in the
No.
house knew that we'd scored.
But then in typical Sunderland fashion, you're thinking, fuck, we've got to hold on for 5 minutes. Like
7. I was like, shit.
seven. You're thinking, fuck, oh man.
I
10
got to be
minutes,
honest, I
12 minutes.
wasn't. I mean, look, it's easy to say in hindsight that I wasn't overly worried.
Do you know what? I was when it was 10 minutes, I was pleased because I thought, you know what? All season we keep going. And you're thinking, good,
I
keep
was pleased.
well, listen, you're gonna get a half chance, a sniff, and you have to, in 12 minutes, you gotta get the ball down the field, haven't you? So you're just thinking, yeah, let's half a chance, and hey, listen, it worked, And I tell you what I thought was clever. They were talking, it was analysing the game, and the first game, right? Big Deontay Wilder, their manager. What's his face? Forgot his name now. Their manager. He said I can't believe he said it in the first leg. He goes, "Oh, I was tactically outdone by Alex Neil."
Oh, you're talking about Deontay Wilder, you daft bastard.
Darren Moore. That's
him.
Right. Yeah. That. Anyway, so he goes, I was tactically done, and then there was an interview today with, I can't remember his name now, and he's on the coaching staff, and he goes, soon as they took off, they made a change, right, mate, with, I think it was 10 minutes to go. They took off the wing back, or the full back, right? And Sunderland were going to take Clark off, and Alex Neil went, leave him on, because they took the full back off, and then he got the space in behind for the cross. So you just look at it and think, listen, Neil schooled him for the both legs, so fair play to him. Fair play to him, honestly.
No, look, I mean, look, I was bitching and moaning for the last 20 minutes of that game, begging for a change to be made, because it didn't look as though we were going to get back into it. It looked as though it was going to go to extra time.
Yeah,
we had options on the bench that I thought would be good, and look, Neil's proved the fact that he didn't need to bring them on. And then when we scored, we brought all 3 subs on together. But,
I like that.
It's always squeaky bum time with Sunderland, though, isn't it?
It is, mate, and it's going to be in the final. Like my dad's going, oh, we'll pump them 3-0. I went, we won't, by the way. No way will we. I say it's not a chance we will. We don't do that. So
no, if anything, we'll score in the 97th minute.
I will see. Every time I've been to Wembley, we've scored first. And you look at it and go, I don't want to score. Like, we score first and we get carried away. Don't we do? Like, we score first.
We did against Charlton, we did against Portsmouth.
We did against City when I was there. We just score first, right? And they go potty.
We did against Liverpool in 92.
Do you know what? Can I ask you? Because I can't remember. Did we score first in 98 or did Charlton? They did, didn't they? In the 4-4, who scored? Because I know they went 2-1 up and we got it back to 2-2, then 3-2, 3-3. Did we score first in that game? I can't remember. But I think that might have been the only one we didn't. But every other game we've scored first, we've bollocksed it up at Wembley.
Let's have a look.
So, because we get carried away and we
that game still gives me nightmares.
Yeah, no, I've never watched it back. Like, I see it all the time on Sky Sports Classics.
Mendonca scored in the 23rd.
They scored first, right? Okay, I thought that. I couldn't quite.
Then we went 2-1 up.
Did we go 2-1 up? I thought it was 1-1.
Quinn in the 50th and Phillips in 58.
Yeah.
And then Mendonca equalised. Then we went up 2-1 up. Went 3-2 up after minutes after.
Yeah.
And then fucking Richard Rufus after.
Richard Rufus.
Yeah.
No, but like, so predominantly we go a goal up, and we shit ourselves. So,
that's historical teams. I don't think this is the same football club.
Do you know what? I agree. I think there's a lot more toughness and togetherness, and I do. I think.
Look how many late goals we've either equalised or taken the lead in this last run of the last 15, 16 games.
Do you know? I think, look, I said to my dad as well, like, this team doesn't get bullied, Gav, like the dirty bastards. They've got a hard spine. The centre halves are tough. 09's dirty. Evanses, Matete, the dirty little bastards, and good because
the sad thing is it's taken us 4 years to learn that dark arts of League One.
it is of how to waste time and be kill
it was quite
games
nice
off.
looking at our Twitter and looking at the Sheffield Wednesday fans complain about how we were play acting and going down.
Well,
and
do you know what that is telling you? We done it brilliant in the second leg against Pompey when it was 0-0, if you remember that. We were just shithouses in that game, and I think they lost the head, lost the rag completely, and it's one of the only times in this league I've went, you know what shithouses we were, and we done it again. I think under Neil we've got that. We're dirty bastards, and we'll not be bullied. That's why I'm not worried about Wycombe bullying, because I think if you want to fight, we'll give you one, and we can play football as well, which they can't. So they don't try and play football. They're good at what they do, which is just set pieces, get it long.
Yeah, they're just a big team.
Yeah, of course they are. So I think we can match them, and we can play another way as well. So you've got to look at it and go, come on. I am confident. I am. So yeah.
I'm never confident.
Yeah. It's got to change, man.
Something has to change. We can't continue to be in awe of Wembley.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to progress, this has got to be the game. Beating Wycombe, being the championship. I'll take 16th, 17th in the championship next season.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, of course I will. It's
I'll take 3 or 4 years in the championship before we're ready at the Premier League again.
You just want that change, don't you? You just want that. I'm just sick of the likes of fucking Crews, and I was going to say Gillingham, but they've gone. But all them shit, Fleetwood
and Albion.
Shit, just dog shit. I can't be arsed with them.
I'm sick to the back teeth of playing Portsmouth, but they're a decent set of fans, they're a decent club.
It's not that though. Do you know what pisses me off, right? You've got all these chairmen coming out saying, I hope Sunderland get beat. Yeah, because it's your biggest away day. It's bullshit. Like, they're all coming out, Sunderland won't win this. We want them to stay down. Like, fuck off, you cheeky bastards. Just so you can just so we can fill your ground for you and stuff. And
I was looking at average attendances today, and more than half the teams in this league average less than 10,000.
No, it's shocking, isn't it?
I mean, honestly, for most of our away games, we could probably sell 5,000 comfortably.
Yeah, do you know, I'm gutted, Gav, because when I've been to Wembley a few times when I've been here, and the guy I work for is brilliant. He's fantastic. Like, he let us go to Vegas a couple of times for the Fury Wilder fights, and he just goes, yeah, just take off. And when I seen the game was a Saturday, I thought, he's not going to have this because we're snowed under. And he said, listen, mate, I can't swing it. He says, you cannot go. And then the wife's going mad, it'll cost a couple of grand. And I'm just thinking, it's not the time, but I'm just devastated. I'm like, it's got us down, mate.
Well, we'll be running numbers for Legends. I mean, I'm prepared.
Yeah, some guy actually contacted us today, which I'm going to get back to straight after the podcast. Which John Ellington got me, giving me details. So, fair play to him. And I'll get in touch with the guy, and we'll try and get a big crowd there. Even if I can't make it, or I've got to come after the game, because it work's just mental. So,
well, now that I no longer live in New Jersey, I'd have to be in a hotel. So I'll be in a hotel staggering distance from Legends.
Yeah, but you've still got a house, mate. No one's buying your house. Got a shithole. So,
it's sold?
Oh, is it? Oh, it is as well. Well done.
Fortune on that.
Hey, I tell you what, looked lovely online, by the way. It was a nice house.
We made more profit on the house than we paid for it originally.
Lovely house, mate. I mean, I've been in it a few times. Although I only ever saw your basement, by the way, because, you were ashamed of us and snuck us in, but...
Well, you had to come through the servants and out back as well.
But hey, listen, it looked lovely. When I seen the photos online, I thought, that looks a place, by the way.
Yeah, it never looked that nice when we lived there. But that's the way it is, isn't it? Like, I remember as a kid when I knew we were getting ready to move, because my dad would start wallpapering and painting.
Oh, yeah.
The house would look nice. He's like, right, time to move to a shithole.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk Wembley.
Go on.
What's the score going to be? Charity bet time.
Oof. I don't know. You go first. What are you thinking? Go on. I'm putting it on you, mate. I'm putting it back on you because I think we're going to win, and I think we're going to win.
I think we're going to win, and
There
that's the dangerous thing.
I think we're going to win in 90 minutes as well.
I think we'll win 3-1.
Yeah, I was thinking 2-1, but I think, do you know, I think we're going to go a couple of goals up. I do, honestly. I think we'll go 2 up and they'll score, and it'll be a nervy one of them, 15 minutes nervy and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Sunderland. Yeah, I think we're going to win.
Now I have to clarify because obviously in the last podcast with Anthony, I opened my mouth and said that if it was Corey Evans who scored the winning goal,
yes,
then there'd be a Corey Evans themed tattoo placed someplace on my body.
Yeah.
Now, if Corey Evans scores the third goal in a 3-1 win, that is not the winning goal. The second goal is the winning goal.
No, it's not, mate.
It is. I'm setting out the rules now, so
it's the goal. It's the goal that wraps it up, and that's the third.
That's not the winning goal, though, is it?
Of course it is.
The second goal was the winning goal because they never scored a second.
Well, you could say the first one was as well. That's a load of shit.
Because Wycombe scored a 3-1. Anything after our first goal, Wycombe aren't going to match. Look, I do not want a Corey Evans tattoo.
That'd be nice.
Oh, lovely.
Just think of that when you go. Just think of that when you go in. But I was going to say when you go on the pool, but you're a married man. But the women would love that. The women would love that.
I'll get it put on my blue knot.
The women would love it.
Nah.
The what? A big, you know.
And just see me dropping my pants in a bar and some woman going, "Oh my God, is that Corey Evans?"
You know, a big.
The same.
What's them Yukon men? What are they called? The swamp men, like you look like with a beard, and then you pull up a Corey Evans.
This beard's nicely trimmed. This sounds a little bit strange today, but.
And then you know what, right? You could get him to sign it, right, and then get the tattoo. Oh, it'd be great. I'm gonna get on to NASA. I'm gonna get on to old what's his face at the club, and I'm gonna make it happen. Watters. Yeah, Chris Watters. I'm gonna make it happen. I am.
Let's just see if he scores at Wembley first, shall we?
Do you know, I said the same thing years ago with Charlie Wyke because I was going, he's rubbish, he's crap, shit. I went when we played Charlton. That whole season I went because obviously it was a season before he'd scored the 30 goals, and I went, and he's still a shit anyway. But I said, look, if we get promoted, I'm getting a Charlie Wyke tattoo. And at Wembley, I'm thinking, my mate's going, he's fucking getting one, he's getting one. And obviously we didn't, so I got spared, you know. So I could have had a Charlie Wyke stamp on us, you know.
I'll be thankful you don't.
I'll get a Ross Stewart
Charlie Wyke wouldn't do that one. But how's he doing now anyway? Did he come back before the end of the season? Or he...
Yeah. Nah, he hasn't played, has he? So I don't think he's played, you know.
Well, Sean, it's been an absolute blast again.
Yeah, likewise, mate. Love it.
I think I'm more nervous now with what 11 days to go to kickoff.
Yeah.
Just from talking about the game than I was beforehand.
Yeah, listen, it comes quick, doesn't it? I mean, it'll be here in no time, you know. So, yeah.
Be a miserable summer though if we lose.
Oh, mate. And you know what? As well, I've got like I think I've got a 5 o'clock game that day as well. But obviously the game's 10 o'clock here because obviously everyone knows there's a time difference. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be in a fucking rotten mood of my play. If we've lost that, I'm going to be in a stinker. They're going to get fucking dog's abuse, you know. The other team as well. But
I'd hate to be the referee in any games that you've got that afternoon.
They're going to. And do you know if we've won? Do what you want, ref. We're all good. How are you, coach? Fucking.
All right, so you're going 2-1 for the Wycombe game. I'm going 3-1 for both of us going with Sunderland. We'll do the $5 bet that we've been doing for the podcast.
Yeah, and we've raised a couple of quid, which is nice.
We're up to $200, so it's not too bad.
Decent, isn't it? I wish I was that lucky we're betting. Phew.
You know what? It was Jose got both of his predictions right.
There you go. You got the ball as well. He's a lucky old thing, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe I should reach out to him and find out what the score is going to be.
You should. Put it on. Jose, I want to know what you think, son. You know?
All right, well, Shawnee, we will definitely have you back when we come back next season.
In the championship.
Hopefully you'll be in the championship.
It will be.
So the question is, obviously we know who's going up with Sunderland based on our predictions.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the last team down from the Premier League?
Leeds.
You think?
Yeah, listen, Everton, I said from day one, Everton won't go down. They've got far too much. There's no way they're going down. I think Leeds are dropping now, aren't they? So,
I mean,
yeah, it'll be Leeds.
It'll be interesting between them and Burnley. I think Everton have too much to go still.
Because Burnley always pull it out, man, don't they? They're good at home and they're always... I mean, sacking Dice was bad, wasn't it? They shouldn't have done it. But, hey, they've won the last couple of games since they did. So, you never know, do you?
So, we could be playing Geordie Leeds for the first game of next season.
I'd love that, by the way. Hey, I'm wearing the old Gabby Adini top as well, the one you slate as fuck, because you're saying, look, he never had his number on the back, which you give us grief for.
We had his number, just didn't have his name.
Never had his name, so there you go.
Is that your dinner down the front as well, is it?
It's one of them ringers. Hey, it's a good one, this, by the way. If anyone wants one, $30, I can get you them.
Shawnee, thank you very much for coming out tonight. We'll see you next season.
Always the pleasure.
Guys, we'll be back after the playoff final. I haven't got a clue who's coming on after the playoff final. Hopefully, I'll be sober enough to do this.
The Grim Reaper.
And happy enough that we're through. Hopefully, I'll have a voice, because if I'm in Legends, I'm known to lose my voice there. Oof. But for the last time this season, before the playoffs, we'll take you later, lads.
How are the lads? Come on.